or something, since the NBA playoffs are going on tonight, it's cool to talk about sports. I don't really share my opinions on sports much, but I play sports and I watch sports. Most of the watching part, my favorite football team is the 49ers, and baseball, the Cubs, and the just happens to be basketball, the Warriors. So I'm gonna show you some teams in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and 5 and 4 that tie into real life teams. Let's start with the GTA San Andreas teams. Now I got GTA Online gameplay, so I won't be able to show you the actual the outfits that allude to these. But let's just at Pro Laps, the sports store. You can get a Dribbler's varsity jacket or a Dribbler's, if I'm correct, vest, which is like the colors are of the Bulls, but the name has a striking resemblance to the Clippers, which is an LA basketball team, and of course Los Santos is based off LA. And then some people would say, oh, maybe they're Lakers, but the other team is the LS Saints, and that's a basketball team because you can because the actual it's a jersey, it's a basketball jersey. So I always thought that was and so it doesn't take much to see that the but let's just move on to this team. The This one is a very, very tricky one if you ask me. But now we move over to Grand Theft Auto 4. Or there's one more team I want to talk about. So, and the whole 49ers part, I said they're my favorite team. Well, the San Fierro 69ers are a team. I get it, it's a joke about, are a team located in San Fierro. You can't find an actual stadium, but you can find a shirt, which means we can see their main colors are blue instead of the 49ers red, gold, and white. But it just doesn't take much to understand that the name, yeah, it's definitely like a play on the 49ers. So, there are no baseball teams in San Fierro, but we have a baseball team in Las Venturas, which is called the LS Band, the LV Bandits. And I don't understand at all, because I don't even think Las Vegas has a professional baseball team. If you know what it is, please comment down below. If YouTube doesn't take my comments away, screw you, YouTube. But I really have no idea where that one comes from. So, yeah. Let's begin. Shall we begin with the Grand Theft Auto 4 teams? We got 3 teams we're going to be talking about. The Liberty City Swingers, Liberty City Wrath, and Liberty City Rampage. The Rampage is the hockey team, which would be owned by Bulgarin for a little bit, and after he stole it by force, let's just say, our that's kind of a difficult one, but it's pretty easy for the Swingers. Now the Swingers, there's a shirt and story mode for them. Their logo is LC, so I at first thought that was kind of a Yankees, but I look at the logo, it doesn't really, shut up, there's a phone in the background, someone else's phone. But the LC does not really resemble the New York Yankees logo. But to me, it resembles more of the New York Mets logo. So I'm just gonna say that Liberty City Swingers are based off the New York Mets. Just saying, because the way the L goes into the C is like how the M goes into the T, kind of. Yeah. So that's ultimately my opinion about the whole, And now let's move on to the Wrath. Their colors are kind of a really hot pink and a blue and a red, and it's obvious that they're based off the New York Giants, not the New York Met, not the New York. Yes. So, yeah, because the color scheme is definitely more of a reference to the Giants, because you can just tell in the way it's announced and stuff. Yeah, so those are the real major GTA 4 teams. The Rampage, I don't know much about New York hockey. I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan, if you didn't know that. But here we have the LS Pounders. The football, I'm going to start with them because they're a football team in LS, and we don't know much. They, if you ask me, are based off the Las Vegas Raiders. Even though, here's the thing, you might say, oh, but the and yes, back when this game came out, the originally they were the Los Angeles Raiders. Then they became the Oakland Raiders. Then they became the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they started in Oakland, went to LA, then came back to Oakland. Now they're in Las Vegas, which doesn't make sense. So, but yeah, it's obvious the silver and the black, just like kind of gives it away. And I like this like shirt just saying. And next we have a couple teams that like a lot of people get confused, and I'm trying to find it. So now we're gonna go into the baseball teams of Grand Theft Auto 5. The baseball teams. Let's just start with the Corkers. There is another football team, but I'll save that for a little bit. Shut up, phone. I'm telling you, that thing is dinged. The Corkers. The Corkers are obviously, if you ask me, they're a reference to the Dodgers. Let's just look at the font. The font is almost exactly like the Dodgers font. I've seen some people claim this is the Angels, the Grand Theft Auto version of the Angels, when clearly Angels, the Angels. This font resembles the Angels more. And let's go into the hat that probably goes along with this, because I'm going to assume, because this hat has LS, although assuming it makes an ass out of me and you, this hat right here, the LS hat, if I can get down to it, it's got the same type of font as the LA hat. And if you didn't know, the LA hat came from the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team. So this LS hat, I'd imagine, it came from this too. Unless it represents LS Powers, which it could, but it's probably more. Just going into how like the. But yeah, the Corkers. It's obvious it represents the Corkers. So let's just go on down to the next team, the Boars. We can go over to them if I could find their top. We have the here we go, the Boars. And I'm gonna go try to find their hat, which I'm gonna go to the mask sections. You can go into the crime section and find the purple face bandana. Take the glasses off. Actually, let's just look at that hat for a second. The B reminds me of the A on the Angels hat very much more than the LS reminds me. So it settles this, in my opinion at least. Why is this an 8-minute video? I'm sorry this is taking so long, but this is an Angels outfit. This is the Angels team, and that's the Dodgers team. So I'm trying to speed this up for you guys. So the other sports team is the feud. I have again, I don't know which one. I theorize they are a like farm team for the like a little team compared of the Corkers, which makes sense if you ask me. And this one has a very special meaning. It was actually my first ever GTA video back in October, so very much that just proves that part. Now we're going to go on to the final one, which is probably my favorite besides the 69ers. I do believe the 69ers still exist in this timeline, just they're different. Because you can actually have them I'm actually in their crew, and I have a crew varsity jacket, but the logo won't stay onto it. I would show you that, but so let's go down to bomber jackets. I'll show you which one. Here. I usually put the 69ers logo right there, but it disappeared. So the Magnetics, the San Andreas Magnetics. Obviously, this is a play on the San Diego Chargers, who are no longer playing on San Diego, but around when they were still a San Diego-based team. So, because let's just go in, because Magnetics is both kind of electricity charger. So, yeah. So with football teams, we don't have as much as baseball teams, but it's actually pretty interesting. This is an interesting topic to make. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Just have a good day. Stay healthy.